Go Hawks! The reigning Super Bowl champions are facing the potential loss of a defensive pillar, leaving fans wondering if the championship window is already closing. The tension surrounding the roster has reached a breaking point this offseason, making the uncertainty regarding a key veteran leader almost unbearable for the 12s across the globe. Shout out to the loyal fans watching from Seattle and across the United States for keeping the energy high. This is a massive update that dictates the future of our defensive identity as we aim for back-to-back glory. You need to know exactly what this means for the team's chances this year, so stick around because the truth about our defensive future is finally coming to light right now. At the center of this debate is the status of legendary edge rusher Demarcus Lawrence, whose future with the Seattle Seahawks has been the most discussed topic among the fan base this offseason. With the team coming off a historic Super Bowl LX victory, the speculation about whether veteran leaders would choose to retire on top or push for another ring has been intense. The air of uncertainty surrounding Demarcus Lawrence finally cleared this week, bringing a massive sense of relief to the entire organization and the 12s. On Thursday, Demarcus Lawrence silenced the doubters by appearing on the second day of OTAs, looking exactly like the dominant force that helped anchor our championship run. There was genuine anxiety building among fans that his personal life might lead him away from the game, but his presence on the field proves he is fully committed to the 2026 NFL season. Seeing him back in his gear confirms that the hunger for another title remains the primary objective for this veteran. The team had maintained a calm front, clearly knowing that their star defender would make his return, but the sight of him lining up at practice was the news everyone was desperate to witness. Demarcus Lawrence is entering the second year of a 3-year contract, and his leadership on the edge is the heartbeat of what we call the dark side defense. His specific brand of aggressiveness and his rare willingness to sacrifice individual stats for the sake of a unit-first defensive scheme made him a perfect fit from day one. Despite the departures of other defensive starters like Kobe Bryant and Rick Woolen, the stability provided by having Demarcus Lawrence back in the fold allows the front office to continue building a dominant, high-scoring defense. He isn't just back to collect a paycheck, he is here to defend our throne. His return is the catalyst that allows the rest of the roster to focus on the goal of repeating our success in 2026. The narrative surrounding Demarcus Lawrence has been complicated, largely because he is playing at such an elite level at 34 years old. Coming off a career-defining performance that culminated in a Super Bowl title, many analysts wondered if he would prioritize his family and life after football over the grueling grind of another training camp. However, those whispers have been completely silenced by his actions this week. The fact that Demarcus Lawrence chose to participate in OTAs rather than remain on the sidelines sends a clear message to the rest of the league. The Seahawks are not satisfied with just one trophy. Throughout the offseason, while rumors swirled, he remained focused on his conditioning and mental preparation, treating this cycle as a fresh opportunity to dominate rather than a victory lap. This level of professional dedication is exactly why he was brought to Seattle. He understands the culture that the coaching staff has cultivated, and his return stabilizes a defensive line that is looking to integrate new talent alongside established stars. When you watch the way he moves during drills, it is clear that his body is still responding to the elite demands of his position. The front office knows that keeping a veteran of his caliber is the best insurance policy against the volatility of the NFL. By showing up, he has essentially told his teammates that the standard has not changed, and the expectation to dominate every snap remains the foundation of our identity. This is not just a player returning, this is a franchise leader reinforcing the championship culture. While some older players might look for an exit after reaching the mountaintop, he is looking for the next peak. The fans who were worried about a sudden departure can finally rest easy, knowing that our defense will have its most aggressive leader back in the mix to wreak havoc on opposing quarterbacks throughout the entire 2026 schedule. What makes the return of Demarcus Lawrence even more impressive is the active role he has played in shaping the roster for this upcoming run. It has been reported that he was a key figure in persuading his former Dallas Cowboys teammate, edge rusher Dante Fowler Jr., to sign a 1-year deal with the Seahawks. This move shows that Lawrence is thinking like a coach and a general manager, looking for ways to bolster the pass rush to ensure we remain an elite, aggressive unit. By bringing in a veteran like Fowler Jr. to work alongside him, Lawrence is creating a depth chart that will be nightmarish for opposing offensive lines. This isn't just about his own production. It's about his impact on the entire defensive room. He knows that the pressure on the quarterback is the ultimate equalizer in the NFL, and he is doing everything in his power to keep that unit at the top of the league. The front office has made several moves to replace key contributors who left, but the presence of a locker room leader like Lawrence acts as the glue that holds the new pieces together. The synergy between his experience and the hunger of our younger players is what will define this season. He is preparing for this year with the same intensity he had when he was a rookie, showing that his mind is entirely locked into the competition. Retirement might be on the horizon eventually, but that day is clearly not today. He is currently playing out his 3-year, $32.5 million deal, and every indication points toward him finishing his career on his own terms after giving his absolute all to this team. The Seahawks are lucky to have a player who views his contract as a promise to deliver championships rather than just a financial arrangement. His influence is felt in every huddle and every meeting room. Looking forward to the 2026 season, the mindset of the Seahawks has evolved from the joy of last year's victory to the challenge of defending the title. Demarcus Lawrence embodies this philosophy perfectly. The team is not focused on running it back in the sense of repeating the same old habits. Instead, the mantra is to run it forward, constantly evolving and finding new ways to outsmart the competition. Having Lawrence on the field during OTAs is a visual representation of this growth. He is the standard bearer for the dark side defense, and his leadership ensures that the intensity never dips, even during the dog days of the offseason. The loss of players like Kobe Bryant and Rick Woolen created holes that needed to be filled, but the front office has been incredibly active in adding valuable veterans who understand the system. With Lawrence anchoring the edge and guiding the new additions, the defensive secondary and the linebackers have the freedom to play with maximum aggression. We are set up to remain one of the stingiest, most feared defenses in the league. The skepticism that always follows a veteran player into their mid-30s has been completely erased by his physical condition and his mental engagement. He is, quite literally, a man on a mission to prove that age is just a number when your preparation and discipline are unmatched. As fans, we should feel incredibly confident that our defensive front is in the best hands possible. The fact that he actively recruited teammates to join the cause speaks volumes about his desire to win another ring. He knows that the journey to a repeat is harder than the climb to the first, and he is not willing to let that opportunity slip away because of a lack of depth or talent. The 2026 Seahawks are shaping up to be even more dangerous than the Super Bowl squad from last year, and Demarcus Lawrence is the engine making it all happen. The return of Demarcus Lawrence is undoubtedly the biggest win of our entire offseason. It solidifies our defensive front, inspires the rest of the roster, and keeps the championship window wide open as we head into the 2026 season. The commitment he has shown to this franchise, especially when he had every reason to walk away, is the definition of a true professional and a Seahawk for life. We are locked and loaded for another incredible run, and with the dark side defense back at full strength, the rest of the league better be ready. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update on our path to back-to-back titles. We want to hear from you, the 12s, so drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts. With Demarcus Lawrence back in the fold, how many sacks do you think our defensive front will tally as a unit this upcoming season? Let's keep the conversation going and stay loud as we prepare to defend our crown all year long. Go Hawks!